Hi, in today's episode, we have Chavi Goel, founder of Image Reversal, which started in 2018. It was a small initiative which started with the sole purpose of healing humans with the right values. Today, they have mushroomed into training for POSH, which is managing male emotions. Okay, you heard me right, managing male emotions. Survival strategies for rape survivors. They're going strong in their commitment in training people at corporate level and in villages and also laborers to live with values and speak out and reach out in any time of adversity. Welcome, Chavi, onto this podcast.
Thank you so much. And let's start about this story that we have. I'm really dying to tell you all.
So, Chavi, you know what? I met you on social media and, I have been seeing your post and how you've been going on and on, writing about the kind of work that you do, and to me, it's extremely interesting, especially in today's time and age, especially now with the pandemic. I mean, there was so much of domestic violence that was on the rise all across. And I think people really forgot to report about rape survivors. And I think the media was abuzz with the pandemic and people, of course, it is a huge calamity that the world is facing. I want to know about your work and what was the reason of you to delve into this journey, okay, of work that you do. To begin with, you're a tarot card reader, you're a healer, you're a social worker, you're a mother to your rape survivors, and your daughter to the old age home parents that, who stay, there and you go across to look after them. What was the reason? What was the propelling thing that got you to doing this sort of work, Chavi?
Yeah, and the main reason I think when I go back and think about it was I was always in hostel. I was studying out, and I always used to feel, you know, that crave to go home. And from my school days, I remember we had a very important period that I don't know whether schools have that classes now or not. That was called moral science. And through moral science, we used to be going to different, centers, the old homes, the orphanages. I don't know, maybe that was somewhere I used to always look at those children waiting for a parent or waiting for somebody to come and pick them up. They would always be wanting some kind of a uniting factor with themselves. And same thing with old homes. So that was a thing that clicked me that when I'll grow up and I'll get married, I'll definitely I'll adopt a child, and if I have one, I'll adopt the second. So yes, my as I said, my son is adopted, and he knows it because he was 4 when he came to me, and
Okay, and
yeah.
how come you took this decision of adopting your son? Was it, that you were visiting the old age home and that's where you found him and you fell in love? And
No, I had gone for a daughter actually, but
okay,
that girl, little girl, was liked by my friend, so she adopted her. And Tanishk was 4, and he was left behind with by her mother, of what I know. And he used to be sitting in the near the window all the time, and looking for. I mean, that is what I was told, that he is always sitting near the window and he like waits for somebody to pick him up. And I started teaching over there as a pretext. I started going and started teaching over there, and this guy got very close to me and Tanvi, my daughter. And Tanish got home, and today he's 20 and a lovely son to be with.
wow.
And I found out his mother also. Yes, we reunited, but Tanish doesn't want to go back. He wants to stay with me.
And how wonderful is that?
Yeah.
What was the inspiration behind this? I mean, of course, we all went, I think we are a generation that will talk about moral science classes, which I don't know if that really is a syllabus any longer in,
I know.
in school books. And we had to get good marks in that subject also to pass. And we all did it till, our 10th, I
Yeah.
think. Yes, but was there an inspiration, or was there a moment of epiphany, in which that something that really triggered you you, because so few of us really like the way, I mean, you say that you go in the morning every day, before your work, and you cook and you clean. I'm sure there are
At the
quite a
old
few
home, yes.
brave hearts like you at the old age home who go there and do. But what was that moment of epiphany for you when you started to do this, especially because you've taken offense when I said that rape victim, you said you don't want to use that word and you want to call them survivors, yeah?
Yeah.
So please tell me a
What
little
was the
more
reason?
about
Yes.
this.
What
Yeah.
was the reason? I don't know. What was the reason? I don't know. But yes, I had a very bad marriage. I had a very,
Okay.
very bad marriage, and I
When
was,
you say bad marriage, what
it
do you
was
mean by that?
domestic violence, a lot of violence. And
Okay.
both my children really suffered at that time because we were literally thrown out of the house, and I had only 10,000 rupees maybe in my pocket, and I didn't want to tell my parents anything about this. And we actually begged for our survival for the next day. So we did not know whether we'll have bread and milk to eat, or we used to go gaga about having an egg. If it was an egg in the breakfast, we used to feel kings. So
So where did you go when you were thrown out of your house with your two
I was
children?
staying in my friend's servant quarter.
Okay.
3 months I stayed in the servant quarter. Then I got a job, very nice job. Thankfully, that is one thing I'll always thank my parents for, that I was educated very well. Took me almost 2 months to get back to the reality that strikes that, okay, girl, you have to do things on your own now. So I started my life again at 35, and ever since it's been just going. And I don't have any problems with that. The only thing was, yes, it gave me a very big wake up call that I'm not alone. I have got a lot of people. So you'll see the tagline also on my image reversal: "You are not alone." So that is how I thought, like, I must go on. I mean, there are worse people. I mean, people with worse scenario than me. I was,
This is the joy of Chavi, when you say that you're not alone, actually, we are talking about a collective
yes,
consciousness.
yes.
And yes, I do believe, I mean, I'm a very positive person, and I do believe that if you meet uh, if you have two bad experiences, you have six good experiences, and it's about how you want to look at it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And wait,
Because
so,
we as people, we're so forced to only look at the negative part, because there are so many more good people that come into your life too, like you have. But we, I think, as human beings, we tend to really focus only on the negative experiences. And when I hear your story, I just think that I'm sure so many people would have come together to help you and get you back on your feet, with your job and the rest of it, for you to be where you are today. Right, Chavi?
no, I absolutely right. And I mean, here I'll just say one thing. It's not just that you want to go and work it out. You know, it's that fear that if you're not going to go, these oldies over there, they're going to ransack your life. I mean, I cannot take one holiday. The day I take a holiday, next day I get absolutely throttled by them. Where were you? Why didn't you come? And so it's better you go, even if you got fever. So that keeps you going on, and I think I have to thank them every minute, because of them I never had any kind of a ailment. I could not think of it, because at the back of your mind, you've got so many people who are waiting for you. So that
Who are
is
waiting
so,
to see you.
yeah, and this not, I mean, they totally depend on you, Mo. They totally depend on you. They're waiting. Somebody would come, clean their diapers, clean their soiled chaddars. They'll just look at the glass. कल से धुला नहीं है. So you have to, they take you so close to themselves that they actually shout at you. So they're like parents. So I'm so happy to say that I've got set of 10 moms and 10 dads.
Wow.
And
Wow.
Tanvi and Tanishk have got 10 grandparents. I mean, they are the happiest.
So, most of these old people who are there in the old age home that you go into and do your work, do they come from a certain background where, because mostly we associate that in educated homes, this kind of things don't happen.
No,
You're
no, no,
fairly
no, no,
conscious.
no, 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 no. They all belong to very good homes. if I mean, I don't want to speak it out, but they belong. They're all educated, and one thing more I have done very categorically for them is I have made them all. I mean, except for those who are above 80 and 80 plus, they are not working. But if people between 75 to 80 or 70 to 80, all those people have got some work or the other to do. They'll be doing gardening, they'll be taking tuitions. Two of my mothers bake very good breads, so I have
Oh,
got
how
those.
wonderful. So when I
Yes,
come into Delhi, that's the bread that I should have.
I mean, I learned making bread from them, and
Oh,
now
how wonderful.
today we are selling their breads also. All my friends, they buy breads from me, and whatever the money comes goes to their pocket money as their pocket money. And they do very good beadwork. They're very good at making small, foods. And if there's a party somewhere, so I ask them to make a dish or two, and that's what is served in my friends' parties, and they get paid for it. So I have to keep them going. I have to keep them working. I can't make them sit idle. That's
Wonderful, Chavi. So, Chavi, tell me a little about the fact that, you always say that we need to use the word rape survivors and not victim, because I think, the word that comes to us is always victim and not the
no,
survivor. And
no.
tell me your philosophy behind it. I would want the listeners to know about
Yeah,
it too.
please, please. I would love to tell about this because here I'll talk about there are actually 112 stories with me now, but one of the most important story that is right close to my heart is about a woman who I found on the roads who was beating around people with her stick, and people were calling, I mean, just saying, Pagli aa gayi. So I turned around and asked the chai wala over there,
This
who's
is
this?
in Delhi, Noida, you're
This is
talking about.
In Delhi, in and I'm a very posh colony of Delhi.
Okay.
So I asked this guy, who's this Pagli? Who are you calling her Pagli? He says she keeps on hitting people and all. So I had some chocolates in my purse and I started going towards her. So everybody was like, "Ma'am, maregi, aapko maregi." But she was sitting quietly under the tree and like she was actually acting, or I don't know what. She was actually scratching her hair and all that. So I went next to her and I sat down with next on the bench and I showed her the chocolates. You won't believe it. She acted like a real kid. She just took those chocolates and started eating them. And I just put the hand around her shoulder and I started rubbing her, shoulder. And I asked, "Theek ho, tum theek ho?" And she put her head in my laps and she started speaking. दर्द हो रहा है बहुत दर्द हो रहा है I think she was trying to tell me something. So I said, कहाँ दर्द हो रहा है क्या हुआ? Then she's like, सब मारते हैं मुझको सब मारते हैं मैंने कहा, कहाँ मारते हैं? And she started picking up her dress. I said, कहाँ मारते हैं? And I now I knew that there is something wrong. I said, कहाँ मारते हैं? She started picking up her gown kind of a thing. She said, यहाँ मारते हैं ना. I just picked her up, called my friend who's a doctor. She's a gynec. I called her. I said, I am coming over with this woman. Just do whatever you can. I'm just coming. So everybody resisted. Why are you taking her, ma'am? कहाँ ले जा रहे हो? And all. I said, अभी इसको डॉक्टर के पास ले जा रहे हैं, पुलिस के पास ले जा रहे हैं, फिर बताएंगे कहाँ ले जा रहे हैं. I got her quietly with me in the taxi. Can you believe it? She had a test done. She had this woman was perpetually being raped every night. She had I mean, you won't believe it. Her private parts were in bad shape. And I'm talking, I mean, when I'm talking, I'm actually shivering because I saw it. And I mean, me and my friend, we were so agitated. We didn't know what to do. And this woman was like, and first of all, you won't believe she was over 42. A woman of that age, I don't know what people were doing with her. So this guy, I went back over there. I had to go. I had to ask about what was happening. We could not get any clue of where she came from, where she was living, nothing. So she was not belonging to that area. Now the doctors had to really work on her, and this was in just when the uh, lockdown had started in Delhi. I had gone to pick up my papers. So when I was coming back, I found her. During the lockdowns, also, we were working very high, I mean, very, very strongly with her because she was at my friend's place only. She really took care of her. I used to go every day. I used to get her clean. I used to get her bandaged. We really worked on her. April, May, she was given all the treatment. June onwards, we started working on her slowly and steadily. We started, and she was not mad. First of all, she was not mad. She was showing whatever she was just putting on that pretense because she was so scared inside. Now she had started talking well. She had really started speaking well, and we started training her on small things like she used to tell her, get the stethoscope, get this, and she started training her. This December, she was properly taken as a assistant nurse in my friend's hospital. And I'm
How wonderful.
so happy.
Kudos to you, Chavi.
And I'm so happy she's absolutely fine. And one day I'm sure she'll come on your podcast and she'll speak also. I'll make
I'm sure I would, yes, I would love to talk to her.
and
I would love,
I
yes,
see her and I
absolutely. They are the
cry
brave,
every
brave
time.
hearts.
Every time I see her, I cry. I have tears in my eyes because she would have just been, badly massacred over there. But now she's having a beautiful
And
life.
how long was she on the streets for?
I don't know anything more. I think she must have been there for a year or something.
So, do you know a little about her history? Was
Nothing.
she,
I don't know.
from a village or nothing?
I
She
didn't
doesn't speak
wanted to
about it.
also because I was very scared that if somebody who's been trailing her or who's been using her regularly and all, if somebody comes behind me, I mean, how will I save her? Or if somebody kind of tries to,
So tell me, Chavi, when you do work in a field as disturbing as this, do you have problems, legally? I mean, from especially also from the police department, do they support you? Do they
hmm,
help you
no,
out? Because this is like social work that you're doing,
no,
and
I'll be very frank. I don't. I, I get parents straight away from NGOs. Different NGOs have my name, and they get me the parents who want to quietly visit with their kids, with the daughters, with the sons. Even I have had some boys also who were molested. I have worked with them also, but I have done more for these survivors, the girls who want to go ahead and don't want to be they don't want their names public. So they say
so are you telling me that these girls are given up for adoption or to live in homes and they're not
yes.
taken back by their
No, they
families
don't.
post?
They don't want to take them back. Even the husbands don't want to take their wives back if they are raped. So there's a
So this is a very deep mindset that we're
it's a
talking
very
about,
deep
Chavi.
taboo that is still lingering
Yeah,
on.
it is a taboo. Yeah.
As much as you say we are evolved, as much as you say we are ethical, as much as you say we have got a lot of values, I say we are all nowhere. We are all nowhere. Nobody wants to work with them. Nobody wants to work them. It's a handful of people who would like to come and help me out. Otherwise, I have had even as stupid a question like, will they be our maid servants? As stupid a question. Can we take them and they can be our helpers at home?
And these are educated
These
girls,
are,
right, that you're talking
yes,
about?
yes.
Ah, okay. So tell me something, do so is there should not be a problem for them to get employment if they're educated people, or are you telling me that this also becomes a hindrance for them to get jobs moving on from there?
See, it's not a hindrance. Like if they're quiet and their parents are helping them out, so they don't even come to know and they quietly go back to their work. But some girls who are not from this place, I mean, not from Delhi. Like I have got girls from Gorakhpur, I've got girls from Gonda, I've got girls from Bihar. So those are the girls. Like the latest story was about the girl from Rajasthan who was raped on her first night by her husband and her friends, and she was left to die on the road. So she doesn't want to go back.
It's traumatic
It
to
was
even
traumatic.
think.
It was traumatic.
Yeah, it just breaks my heart, Chavi, to even think what she might have
And
gone through,
if you see
on
that
the day of
girl,
her wedding night.
if you see that girl, she is so beautiful. She's so delicate. I don't know how that guy would have even thought of doing such a thing. I mean, you've got married to her, and how could you just abscond after that? I thought he would look around for her, or he was not a part of it. But then the girl said, the girl, when she came into consciousness, she said he was also a part of it. Can you believe? That guy with his friends was a part of this rape. And this was not registered anywhere. We don't know. She did not want to be. So she said, I just want to be, I just want to stay back in India. I don't want to go back to my village. I don't want to go back to that place. So we are not sending her back. And when you're talking about legal matters, I'm very happy. My daughter has seen all these things, and she has, she's just completing her law, and she has promised me that in every case she'll be there with me. In every case of domestic violence or such a case, she'll stand by.
I'm sure, Chavi, with the kind of great work that you're doing, there'll be a lot of people who'll come across and help you out. It's a matter of, women like you who do not have a huge company backing them up or somebody else backing them up for their stories to be told, to people, so that there are more hands that come in and join you and take this whole,
Yes, no,
endeavor of yours forward.
I like to speak
Yes.
here for this reason. I mean, something about this also. Like I have not that I want to do it all by myself. I want to become a, I want to become a very status. I mean, I don't. I want a status for all these things. I don't want that. I have tried to reach out to lawyers. I've tried to reach out to companies, to police stations, to politicians. It all ends up with a photograph. It all ends up with a selfie. And just a blanket. They don't need a blanket. They need a virtual blanket. And it all ends up with a false promise that we'll help you, will be there, and nobody comes back. So now I've stopped going to anybody. People like you, who are really, who really get connected, are the kind of people who help me out. Otherwise, I don't need that kind of a show off over here, that we are doing this, we are doing that. I don't want that, because most of the clubs have come forward, the inner wheel and all. They just wanted a photograph, and that's it. I didn't want it that. Even in the old home, the older people have told me very categorically, we don't want a photograph. So we don't want people. We tell them, give time if you can. We don't want resources. We can manage resources. So
Listening to you, Chavi, is all that I can say. That, what, I'm sure India is going to rise out of this. And, we have a young generation that's coming up who's more aware, who's going to be more sensitive to all these issues. And thank you for being on this podcast. And for all the listeners, if you want to get in touch with Chavi Goyal and help her out, her Instagram handle is at 6.chhavi, Chavi. And you can get in touch with Chavi at 8800950550. I repeat again, 8800950550. Thank you, Chavi, for being on the show
thank you
today.
so much. God bless you.